I must just say, we're going to give you a chance to put a question to Jenson. We've got 2 pairs of British Grand Prix tickets to give away. Simon's got them here.
Are they grandstand tickets?
They're the full Monty.
They are grandstand tickets.
Turbo, look at all the arms up already.
Have
awesome.
they got, yeah.
We'll decide in a minute how we're going to play this, but if you don't get a ticket to the Grand Prix, don't worry, you can still ask a question. I've got to talk about the refueling thing.
Can we stand up?
Shall we?
Yeah, I feel funny sat down.
You project,
everyone else has stood up.
You project better, don't you? You haven't raced in Formula One without refueling. Only Michael and possibly Rubens who've done it. How's that going to affect the way you approach a Grand Prix?
It is very different, and already I've been talking to the team a lot about how we deal with it best. And there are so many different options and so many different ideas of how the driver is going to drive the car differently and look after the fuel, the tires, the brakes, everything. But, you know, most teams don't get to practice that before the first test, but we have a very high-tech simulator at McLaren. So in a way, we do have an advantage that we're able to work with the car before we actually get onto the circuit. You know, it's not 100% the same as driving around a circuit, but it's as close as you're going to get. So we get the advantage that we can try all these different things of driving technique and what we can do with the car to look after the car so that we can save fuel, also save the brakes, but also you need to be pushing to a certain amount. So there's a balance, and it's something that we are going to be working with a lot over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, let's have some questions. Jenson will be doing some autographs as well at the end. Are you going to choose? Do you want to choose?
Do you want me to choose? I need some louder screams than that. Wow, that's quite loud, isn't it? You got to leave your arms up in the air, so I can't see. There's a kid back there with both his arms up. Blue stripy top.
Dark blue and light blue stripy top.
Yeah. If you got to have a good question.
Can you shout your question? It'll filter back.
What was it like crossing the line as the world champion? Was that the question?
Okay, not what you're hearing.
Hey. Woo. Yeah, I know. It was an amazing experience the whole weekend, really, of ups and downs, and the race itself. You know, I was fully charged throughout the race. You know, the adrenaline was pumping, and you find this extra edge when you're fighting for something that's so important to you. And about 5 laps to go, I felt that I just had to relax, you know, make sure everything's okay. And I kept saying to the team, is the engine okay? It sounds a bit strange. And shall I turn down the power of the engine and use less fuel? And they're like, no, just relax, just be yourself. And then 3 laps before the end of the race, they said, it's going to rain in 1 lap. And I was thinking, you are kidding me. But it didn't, luckily enough. And I crossed the finish line and heard the whole team on the radio screaming at me. And it was a very emotional moment, and it's very difficult to describe, you know, something that you've worked for so many years. Finally, it all comes to you when you've been working so hard for it. So it was a great feeling, and I'm so happy that I achieved my first World Championship with a team I'd worked with for so many years, 7 years, to succeed and to win, and we actually did it together. So very proud of the whole team, and I think your first World Championship is very special, but I think when you win your second, that's probably even more special, because it doesn't get any easier. You know, I think 70% of people that in sport that win a World Championship, they don't succeed the next year. So it's about taking the positives and trying to work out where those 30% went right, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. A Brit's going to come out on top within the team.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure, yes.
But you're not wrong.
But at the moment, to make anything happen, you know, we don't want to be fighting for 6th and 7th and be sort of head-to-head against each other. We want to be fighting for the championship, and the only way to do that is for us to work together. And I'm sure you've heard it millions of times, drivers saying that, but it's the truth. And I couldn't have won the World Championship in 2009 if it wasn't for Rubens. So you work together, and it's a 19-race season, and whoever comes out on top will come out on top. I don't know who's going to come out on top. I'm hoping it's me. Lewis is hoping it's him. But there's a lot of work to do before we even jump in the car, let alone fight it out for the championship.
Do you mean you wouldn't have done it in 2009 if Rubens had driven quicker?
No, but it's more.
I love Rubens. I love Rubens.
Yeah, I love Rubens, and fair play to him. He's got a great drive this year, and I hope he does very well. It's quite sad though when you've worked with someone for so many years, suddenly you separate. Yeah. But it's like a relationship.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good work for the team.
Yeah, but he his work and his effort and within the team this year or 2009 was immense. So I need to thank him for all of his hard work.
Okie doke. Si?
I'd just like to say congratulations, first
Thank
of all.
you. Nice top you got on there.
Thank you. Ready for you to sign.
Yeah, wicked.
I just want to say, obviously you're used to driving at very fast speeds. Have you ever been caught speeding?
I suspect the answer's for sure.
I got a fine this year. I was doing, I think it was 66 in a 60.
God, really?
Ks.
You're allowed 10%.
And I got €4,000 fine or something for that.
Where did you find the money?
The team actually paid it. It was in Brazil on the circuit. So
okay.
That was the last time I got caught speeding. It wasn't an F1 car.
What
Can you believe we get fined for speeding in F1 cars? How crazy is that? And it's something like €1,000 a K or something. That's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I have been caught for speeding a long time ago. Back in 2000, I was caught for speeding, which is very silly of me. I was driving for Williams at the time, and I got caught speeding in France. And yeah, it was very silly. And I think they would have crushed my car if I'd done that now.
Yeah.
And put me in. No, they wouldn't have put me in prison.
Okay.
No.
Our little secret, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Don't tell anyone else.
Let's keep that one a secret, guys.
Let's have a few more.
There's no taking your clothes off. That's not going to help. Waving them in the air like that.
What car do you drive at the moment?
Oh, we're going to come to you after.
For me?
What car do you drive at the moment?
What car do you drive on the road?
What road car do you drive at the moment?
What do I drive at the moment? I have a smart car, which is not the most exciting car. And I've heard it's not very good in the snow either. I've also got a C63 Mercedes, which is... it looks like a normal C-Class, but it's got 500 horsepower. And it's a lot of fun. It sounds meaty as well. Yeah, that's quite fun. It's in white.
Proper grunty rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's so much fun. You can, on a circuit, obviously, you can drift it. Yeah. You can have lots of fun. I actually arrived at Woking about 10 days ago and in the snow. And I was struggling a little bit with the car in the snow. And to be fair, I should be okay at driving whatever. And I drove into the factory sideways like this and thought I was going to wipe out the entrance sign. And I just gathered it back up and left it there because I couldn't drive any further. And then they came to me and said that the tyres are on the limit of being illegal. They're not illegal, they're still legal, but they're on the limit. So
was Ron watching through his office window?
So they took it away and they put new tyres on it for me. How cool's that? Yeah. Hey, it's like going into Quick Fit. How good's that? Fantastic. And they did a great job with it.
You've got to do some signing.
Yeah, I have one more question from this lady here because she's been waving her clothes around
The microphone's gone. You'll have to shout.
No, that's not the question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's not a good question.
It is.
What do you think about it? It's like Mario Kart. Sorry, the question was, what do you think about Bernie's ideas of putting shortcuts in circuits?
They do it in rallycross.
Well, I suppose if
you have to do it once in a race.
I suppose if you, the only person that knows about it, it's a great idea. But it's just so, we struggle seeing anyway out of the sides of the cars because the cockpit's up to here for safety reasons, and we struggle seeing. So if there's a car coming at a certain angle, it can be very dangerous. So it's probably not one of his better ideas. Bernie is full of very, very good ideas, and that's not one of the best ideas Bernie has come up with.
Right, thank you for your superb questions. Jenson will now do some autographs for 10 minutes or so. Please give it up for the world champion, Jenson Button.